Hi, this is Barbara Winchell from Mount St. Mary College. I'm here to speak to you today about the federal student aid process, the parent loan process for borrowers. Please navigate to studentloans.gov. Once you get on the main jump page, you're going to be automatically driven to the Undergraduate Student tab. Click on the Parent Borrower tab, and it's going to give you all of these drop-down boxes. Request a plus loan counseling. This is also a great website to find out what your repayment will be. There's also other tools and resources for both the parent and the student. If you don't have a FSA ID, which is the former FAFSA PIN, you can click on this button and it'll drive you right to the FAFSA ID website. You can also look at your student loan history. If you're a previous borrower, you can look at what loans you have in repayment, talk about repayment plans. If you have public service loan forgiveness, there's a lot of information on this website, and it's a very useful one. So let's get started. Once you've navigated to the parent borrower section, you're going to log in. Remember, you're going to log in with you as the parent's borrower's FSA ID. Click Login.
When you're on this landing page, you're going to request a direct plus loan. This is the actual promissory note and the plus loan request. Navigate down to the bottom section. What you're going to use is the Parent Plus. Don't click on the Graduate Plus. That's for students who are completing their master's degree. And it's like any standard loan application you've seen before for a car, for a house. You're just going to go in and start clicking in your personal identifiable information. Every year you have to complete a new plus loan application, but your promissory note is good for 10 years as long as the student is enrolled and there's no break of a period longer than 1 year. Now this is the student information here, so going to be completing this for a fictitious person. It's really important to remember on this page that if you don't know your son or daughter's social security number, please look it up. It's really important. If you key in or you transverse one of the numbers here, it's going to not only kick your loan out of the system, but it may follow your son or daughter around for at least 6 months as far as their FAFSA or any other subsequent changes. So please make sure you have the right information here. So the next session is asking you if you want a deferment. If you do want a deferment on both the principal and interest, this is where you would complete this at this time. So I'm going to complete yes. I want a plus loan deferment. Do you want to defer repayment for an additional 6 months beginning when the student ceases to become enrolled for half-time? So yes, that's the standard 6-month deferment period. The next section is asking you for your authorization to use your plus loan proceeds for other student expenses other than tuition. If there's any dorm damage, any fees, you would just check yes, and most people do, but it's up to you. And lastly, if there's a refund going back to you, do you want it to go back to the student or do you want it to go back to you? And I know what I would do. I want the money to go back to me. Next section, you're clicking on the school's name. Now, on your son or daughter's award letter, you'll notice that there's a parent loan. There's a maximum limit for the award year that we've listed for you. Let's say, for example, it was $20,000. At this point, if you wanted to reduce it to $15,000, this is where you would do it, but you also need to contact us using the official Mount St. Mary email. So type in the dollar amount, $15,000. The loan period is going to be first day of classes, August. And if it's for the standard award year, it's August through May. At this point, you want to click Continue. Please don't click Save and Exit. That's going to exit you out of the system, and you're going to have to retype a lot of information in. Next bit of information is about yourself. Are you a U.S. citizen or national? Yes. Otherwise, you have to be a permanent resident or an eligible non-citizen. If you're neither of the above, you're not eligible to take out a plus loan for your son or daughter. Question here is asking you if you're in default on a previous student loan. No. Okay, so you're basically reviewing your information before you click Final Submission. And you're allowing authorization for the U.S. Department of Education to check your credit history. At this point, I can't continue any further because I really don't have a son named Sam, but this is the point where you would click Continue. The credit approval process takes less than a few minutes. You'll receive information automatically on the screen whether or not you've been approved. If you've been approved, great. If you haven't, you'll receive information on the screen and asking you if you'd like to pursue an endorser. An endorser is a cosigner. And we suggest at this point that if you have questions, you should contact the U.S. Department of Education Direct Loan Hotline. An endorser is a person, obviously a cosigner, but the endorser is only good for a period of 1 year for this loan. If you wanted to receive subsequent direct parent loans for your son or daughter, the endorser would need to co-sign it every single year. There's also an appeal process, and you can speak to the U.S. Department of Education representative at that time if you feel that the credit check has something on there that may be an error. We've had students and families that have like a minor bill from a doctor or a hospital, let's say $7 that haunted them on their credit report, and they didn't even realize it. So you should contact the U.S. Department of Education. They can help you with an appeal, and they can override the credit decision. And lastly, if you choose not to do that, we will receive a file that lets us know that your PLUS loan was denied, and we will send your son or daughter a revised award letter for additional unsubsidized Stafford loan for their review, and if they want it, that's fine. It will be either for $4,000 or $5,000, and it's based on their year in school. If you have any questions, remember, if you're in the credit approval process, please contact the U.S. Department of Education because they can actually see the loan application, which we cannot. Or if you have basic questions, contact us at finaid@msmc.edu or telephone us at area code 845-569-3700. Please note, after this request for a PLUS loan process, you have to click on completing your MPN, which will go back to the main page, and the MPN is the promissory note.